first of all, a pool die for everybody. So for Helma, as you just said, that's 0 + 1. Not difficult. Renee, are you completely lost on your pool size at this moment, or
I have right now 3, which I think is right.
that sounds? I wouldn't be surprised. And then you have the +1. Um,
All right.
you did
I
you
was
did
trying to,
actually you did actually gain a few pool dice last time. So
yeah, I think 2. So 'cause I think I was down
oh right,
to
okay,
1.
all right. So you're kind of building the little
But
mountain at this point.
yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah,
save up so I can put some points into some of these other
right.
traits at some point.
Uh-huh. And then Jerry, you've got a +1 to your pool.
Yeah, I've got 2 dice right now.
Right.
I'm
Right.
rocking 2
So
dice.
yeah, you guys are all in. Oh, you guys are all a little
Well,
shadow
this is
at the moment.
this is the part of the story where things look down for everyone until you charge back up. So yeah, it's
That's right. Well, I changed my Praetor's dice, so I feel that my world will now be right.
That's correct. Yes, we know. We know that you have
So it's all good.
obedient dice now, or so you think.
That's right.
that's right.
They're like, you know, like hound dogs. They turn on you. Um, so next up, the circumstances are dire up in the air, um, with a flurry of wings and bodies, big 3-dimensional, constant repositioning of everybody. Carnivix, you have clutched one of the security team, and as I understand it, you have no intention of letting go. And that person is, of course, airborne, as are everybody else. This is a whole new perceptual situation for Carnivix.
That's right.
Everybody else is used to, they see vast open space mid-air as ordinary environment. To them, that's like, the ground. And they maneuver in it in
Right.
3 dimensions, whether they're going somewhere or remaining in the same area, they maneuver in the 3 dimensions without thinking that it's weird. The concept of falling is not really on their mind. It's not really an issue. They think of falling like you and I think of, like, tripping, right? Or some kind of problem with your motion. Something
Right.
has to happen, right? Something bad has to happen for that to happen. Otherwise, it's not going to. You don't take it as as an ongoing threat. Carnivix probably sees it a little differently.
Yeah, this is agoraphobic probably and disorientating,
Yeah,
but he's got strong hands and feet. So
that's
he's
right.
holding
Well,
on.
you got one thing, and you have clutched this person. And
Yes.
the other thing is that although the enormous body, of the tower dominates a good third, of the perceptual 3 dimensions here, um, it's hard for you to orient yourself relative to Freetown. You're not used to looking down on a landscape, and so saying, well, I'll just go back to there or whatever, that's not really too easy for you to spot. So part of the disorientation too would be if you do get a look down, you don't know what that even means. I mean, that's Freetown down there, but it's not like you've
Right.
concerned yourself, with an aerial view of it before.
I can't see my house from here.
Right, right, exactly. So, so that's something I kind of wanted to establish or understand about your character's circumstances. Olmec is at present um, going to fall. He's badly hurt, if not fatally, perhaps, and is completely incapacitated. the other security team people um, are not hysterical or running around or suddenly, rendered into idiots. But they definitely have perceived, that something has gone terribly wrong with the transport of these prisoners. Remember that where you were headed, that there was a destination, there was a projection out from the tower, and there was a place that you could actually see that you were supposed that Omak was taking you. And then for Kixical, you are actually hummingbird hovering, in place, having witnessed the immediate events. So so I'm just kind of getting the reminder of where everybody is there. But I think we need to focus instead on Hibu down in Freetown and get some idea of what is happening. You are, in fact, underground, which is a little odd. I mean, living in the tower, you're inside most of the time, but the connections to outside are almost always visible. The distinction
Yeah.
between just inside and just outside the tower is meaningless to people who live there. They're okay with, hey, let's go over here. Okay, you fly outside and around to get there, right? That's not.
Right.
So that's one. Or you can go inside and around to get there. Who cares? So it's there are whole sections that are just wide open to the sky, other sections that are enclosed. Here you're underground. You're inside to an extent, which is very different for you. Um, Almost is like a surreal environment. Um, and it is very, very spacious. A whole small neighborhood is down here. Um, with little dwellings at different levels, and the lighting is is artificial. The Probably electric generators. Generators are providing the light for fluorescence, but that doesn't mean the whole place is lit. I mean, these are kind of like more like lamps dotting the place in different places for different practical reasons, and so you get kind of a high-tech fairy lights effect through all these different levels and stuff. um the if you I don't know if you have a copy of the book of the Boneyard that I provided last time. But there's one cavern where everything is. There's all these little circles with all these little letters all over the place. On the left, there's a tunnel marked B, which is a route to Freetown, which is the way you just came in. And then there's this thing I in front of it, which is a social establishment with several different levels and spooky, sequestered little places, scattered throughout it. It's a structure with lots of secrets. If you imagine, you know, a I'm trying to think about whether these are rounded or angular. The more I think about it, the more I think they're angular. The different walls and corners and roofs and openings and stuff like that. Um, and they're mostly made they're mostly made of hardwood. So this is a whole different kind of structure in kind of this weird angled building or close to it. Um, so you're accompanied immediately by Nalak, and there's a bustle of other Avics who are meeting her, and there's a cacophony of questions, demands, um, in very insistent, statements. The you know how in movies when they want to scare you with a crowd, they kind of go in on a face and and then jostling back and forth, and there's kind of this amorphous crowd. That's pretty much what you're seeing with a whole bunch of Avix faces and smells and oh yeah, oh my god, the smell down here. Oh,
Intense.
whoa. It's just that's a whole different thing. So anyway, the Nlalak is attempting to get into that structure, and is there's one or two other beat up looking individuals who manage to precede her, through that portal, and they're trying to pick themselves up and get themselves together. Another thing that you may notice that has not been the case at all: everyone's armed. There's a lot of weaponry, whether it's physical mayhem or projectile weapons or something like that. So Pirate Cove, welcome to Pirate Cove, right? um, so yes, you have been the press of the situation and the sort of assumption that Nlalak is supposed to go into this structure is so compelling that unless you want to object, the next thing you're going to do is find that you're going to actually be inside. As Nlalak, is trying to shut people up and have some kind of communication. Somebody like hits a button and fluorescent light just turns everything, cold and starkly outlined. And if it were Pirate Cove, then somebody would hit a lantern and the warm, friendly orange light would, kind of turn the whole place nice and 18th century. But no, that's not the impact of this light.
Mhm.
So anyway, yeah, the immediate response to you is not friendly. I mean, they're assuming, look who Nlalak caught. So, but they're a little puzzled that you don't seem to be disarmed. There's kind of almost a, depending on what you do next. Well, tell me.
Yeah, sure thing. So this social establishment, I'm very keen to get inside.
Mm-hmm.
So I will, through the cacophony of voices and demands, and I will go down in her ear, say, "Let us find a place to eat, drink, and talk." And I may do a bit of writing if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm. She gives you one sidelong stare, which is a little bit on the lines of, kind of depends on what we decide to do with you now, doesn't it? Kind of a look, but
right.
But goes ahead and without going into the details, the two of you and the other people who came through the portal will find yourself on the inside where somebody will hit that light, and there is indeed a room with long tables, and it looks like a pirate, hangout. But except for those high-tech elements that I mentioned, and the fact that when somebody very wisely brings Nlalak something to drink, that it is weird, kind of tasteless stuff. It's like somebody took all the flavor out of it. So,
sure.
And she, drinks deeply, and someone is, and gestures toward you, and they decide that it's okay to give you a drink too. It's water, which I'm not sure Hibu's ever had.
That's a little odd, but you know what? I don't bat an eye.
It seems to do the job, but
yeah.
But you're kind of like, who left the drink out. And so to give you more content now, as you're able to kind of get your bearings on what everybody is shouting about, they don't even know what happened. there's communications, but it's very it's very confused. I mean, nobody
Yeah.
there
How many people are
at the
here?
here piling in are
Yeah, the room.
at least 20. I mean, there's a lot of people, and you can hear, people are arriving. Um,
Right.
that so you seem to be in the midst of the beginning of a substantial number of people, um, and there is also muffled or occasional sounds of weapons discharge around and about, from outside. But in this underground area, there's some kind of weapon fire is going on out there. Um, and Lalek is able finally to get something said, which is, um, uh, they have Karnavix, but we have her. So everybody shut up. We've got problems. The everybody shut up is not treated with the kind of respect that you might expect in your hierarchical experience. There are other people who consider themselves, that if she says shut up, that means I get to say what I want,
Right.
because now everyone else is shutting up. That's what you meant, obviously. So so the first thing is, that do we is Karnavix getting taken a bad thing? At least one person is like, fantastic. Now we don't have to put up with any more of this, this we don't have to put up with any more of this conciliatory compromise crap.
God dang it, Stalin.
Yeah. and and then another one is more like, we have to rescue him, and someone else is saying, wait, we have to do other things first. Others
Right.
still are, the are far more oriented toward.
Sure. Is all this is happening is,
Yeah.
people are obviously getting their they're talking, they're gesturing, everybody's obviously agitated, concerned. Kibu is calmly, opening her robes, pulling out, a big book, which she opens,
Okay.
pulls out a pen, a quill.
Damn. What else is under there? Okay, keep going.
Exactly. Just like, just things start coming out, and a small flask, which she quickly opens, pours, unrolls a scroll, and looks at Nalalek and says, let us begin, shall we? I want to know everything from the beginning, what your grievances are, what your demands are. Let's start from there. Let's begin to form this treaty so that we can make your voices heard in a way that will not be subjected to the wrong intentions. So, if you don't mind, if that is okay.
Lalek is going to be a little harder to convince right out of the gate. And she says, it's wait, let me think a second. Boy. Okay. You say this, treaties, books, while we here have been attacked by your security forces. We here have been, Karnavix was just trying to talk. Karnavix was coming just for this, and look what it got him. They used war weapons on us. They are coming here. somebody's going to talk. We're well hidden here, but somebody's going to talk, and we don't have much time. Before I feed you to the others, tell me why I shouldn't.